We'll girth him up a little more. He's wanting to wander off there. I just give him a bump on his nose. I know you pay attention to me here. So I'm going to play around with this now. So that sensation is making him want to move. So I'll play around with it till he stops his feet. Then he gets a little bit of a respite from it. Good. Right. I'm just going to do a bit of groundwork on the line now. So I just want him to calm down and start listening to me. Heel the hind quarter. Good. He sort of pushed his shoulder into me there. So just give him a little whack on the belly with the end of the rope. That's getting a bit nicer. Good. Bump on his nose when he ignores the hind quarter yield. Emphasise that. Good. And back him up. Bump his nose. Good, better. Good. We'll do some more desensitising here. He's quite highly strung at the moment. There's a little bit going on. He's separated from his mate. His mate's calling out to him there from the round yard, from the other round yard. There's another horse in the paddock next door that's running around being a bit silly at times. So he's got a little bit to be distracted by. He just needs to learn to keep that attention on me. Good. He's crowding my space a little there. Big horse like him, that's something you've got to be real aware of, especially when they're in a little bit of a reactive state of mind, which he is at the moment. We've got to be real protective of our space. And really with any size horse, you want to be real protective of your space, especially when they're being reactive. You know, a 14-hand horse can hurt you just as easy as a 16-hand horse. So he's backing away from me there. I'm just going to start chucking this rope up there. I'm not going to wait for him to stop his feet before I do that. If he wants to move his feet, I'll just keep chucking it at the same spot until he stops his feet. Good, and then I'll move on. Good. Alright, we'll do it changing eyes now. Good, nice and relaxed there. I like that a lot. And again, nice and relaxed. Good. I'll let these stirrups down one hole, I reckon. He's wanting to walk off there when I've gone to go around the other side. I just yield that hind quarter, go back to what I was doing. So when I'm correcting things here, like if he wants to take a step without me asking him to take a step, I'm not going to make a big deal about yielding the hind quarter. It's not a punishment as such. It's just, hey, every time you try and move, I'm going to make you do something different. So you need to keep your attention on me. And the more your attention's on me, the more relaxing and rubbing and stuff we're going to do. Yeah? This is where all the good stuff happens. So I'm going to grab the flag. We'll do a little bit of flagging. Now we've done some desensitising with the rope. He had some dramas with the flag the other day. He was real reactive to it. So he may never have worked with a flag before. So I'll just work on this a little bit again now before we do anything else. See if we can build up to do a bit of circle driving with it. I'm just going to flap it up and down. So if he can't deal with this, then there's going to be a lot of stuff in the wide world that he can't deal with. So he stopped his feet. So I'll take it away. So I want him to learn that stopping his feet and thinking about it. And then he had a lick and a chew straight away. Like that's what the good stuff is. That's a good deal. So he's in control of it. I need him to figure out that he can make it go away by just relaxing himself. And eventually he'll just build a tolerance to be able to deal with these things. I'm going to wait for a change in him. There. He fixated in the distance there, and then he come back to me. As soon as he come back to me, I'll stop. We'll go the other side. I'm just going to follow him with it there. Keep following him with it. Can't get away with it. Can't get away from it. Can't get away. So he needs to just stop his feet for a second and have a think. Just try something different. And he'll figure out that he can make it go away. And if he's going to get real insistent on continuing the wrong thing, there, good. So if he kept going there for a couple of seconds more, I was going to let him just go around and run into it. So he needs to figure out that he can't just keep doing the same thing and hope that it's going to produce a different result. He needs to use his brain and think his way through a problem. So we'll follow him again. So he's not pulling on me there. He's not trying to leave. He's just walking in that circle around me. And he needs to figure out that that's not what's going to get the job done. He's not pulling on me like there's slack in that lead. Good. So I held onto it there and flapped it up and down a few extra times after he stopped his feet. That's good. Alright. So I'll see if I can go for a walk with it now. So again, I'm going to wait for him to stop his feet. My shoulders aren't pointed at him. I'm not directing any energy at him that will tell him I want his feet to move. I'm looking at the ground. And my focus is ahead of me here. Yeah, good. Stop. Take it away. So he's getting to figure out now that stopping his feet is the thing to do. That's what makes it go away. And we'll go back to it again. Good. I'm going to stop at this spot here now. That made him want to move his feet. So this is where we work on it. He needs to figure out to stop his feet there. Good. I'll go back to it. He moved his feet again. I was just a slight bit late. And I would have taught him the wrong thing if I took it away there. Good. And we'll go for a walk the other side. Nice. kid. All right. So I'm going to pick it up and rub him with it now. Good. Just rub him with the tip of the stick. So the flag's flapping there. All right. We go ground over his neck there. Good. If he wants to move his feet, I'll just keep going until he stops his feet. Just about to take it away there, and he decided he needed to move. That's all right. So I'm not directing any energy at him here. You can see my shoulders are pointed away from him. He needs to figure out stopping his feet's the thing to do. Good. Good. Lick and chew there, that's nice. Well done. Don't push into me. Good. So he's pulling on me just a little there. I'm just bumping on that nose. I'm getting a bit worried about it. I'm not directing any energy towards him to ask him to move his feet. Good. Good. All right. So now you got that little bit kind of sorted, much improved anyway. What I'm going to do is a little bit of circle driving, and this will show us really how he's dealing with it, because they can stand still and mentally go somewhere else, and so they're not actually focusing on the thing that might be troubling for them, and then they don't learn from it. But when their feet are moving, they can't help but be present. So I'm going to send him off here on a nice short lead. Good. Now I want him nice and short because I want to flick this flag up on his back there. Good. So I just want him at a nice, consistent, soft jog. Don't want him feeling like he's trying to run off from it. Good. Flag down, change hands, change directions, and flag back up. He's getting a little bit faster pace there, getting a bit worried about it, wanted to stop his feet, wants to come in looking for comfort. Well, no, we're not doing that yet. He's counter bending a little bit there. So I'm going to wait for him to get a bend in his body. There. Good. And lick and chew straight away. That's nice. Good kid. Alright, kid, let's see if we can make this bossel fit you. I don't have a bridle that'll fit. You've got a huge head. He's wanting to be a bit avoidant there. Just want to work on this a little bit. Especially a horse his size. This is where I want him to bridle him. I don't want to have to be reaching for him. So I'm going to press on that pole. I want him down here with me. I want to be able to just... I don't want to be reaching for you. And you don't take your head away until I tell you it's time. Good. Take these spurs off here. So I'm assuming he's probably never been ridden in spurs, so I don't want to all of a sudden surprise him with one by accident. Especially if he gets it in his mind to be a bit reactive. I don't want to have to grab onto him with my feet. So I'm going to check on what my lateral flexion's like in this bossel before I do anything else. Let's pick up rein there. Good. Good kid. Good. Good. You want to yield a hind, he's wanting to walk off there, I'm going to bump on his nose, yield that hind quarter. Good. He will eventually get the idea that he shouldn't move his feet without me asking. Good. Oh, mate. Good. I'm going to pick up lateral flexion. Always get lateral flexion with a young horse or a green horse, or one you don't know, when you're mounting the first time, especially. There we go, and that's why we don't want them jumping ahead on us. So I'll give him a little rest there. Take up my lateral flexion. And he's wanting to move his feet. He's wanting to push his shoulder in a little bit there. That's all right. There, when he stops his feet, give him that rein back. So he needs to learn that stopping his feet's the thing to do. And I'll bounce up and down a bit there. Yeah, see his nose come around my boot there? That's where I'll give him that rest. So he's checking in with me there. I'll give him a little rest. Let him think for a sec. And so he's broken in a number of years ago. Want to walk off there or just pick that rein up? Good. He was broken in a number of years ago and just hasn't done a lot since. He's got all the buttons there. He knows what he's doing on the ground. He's just slightly reactive, which he's getting over pretty quickly, which is good. That's a really good sign. And he's quite soft on that rein. So what I'm finding so far. So I'm assuming he's going to be as soft off the leg as they normally are. When they're good on that rein, they're normally real good off the legs as well. Foot in stirrup. All right. Good. That saddle's starting to slip a little. He is quite fat, so saddle might roll around a bit, let up an extra hole or two. That lateral flexion. Good. Pat him the other side. Let him move his feet. Stay with him there. Good. Pat him. Swing that stirrup back and forwards. Good. I have to adjust this saddle up a bit. He's wanting to walk off there, just give him a bump on that rein. Tell him to stay with me. Stay with me. There's nothing good for you over there. So just get an extra wrap on that cinch. And it just helps us get a little bit tighter. You can see he's quite responsive there. And just pick up on that, bump on it a little. There, good. Good. one more hole on that cinch. I'll take up a load of reflection there. Foot in the stirrup. Good. Rub him all over. Rub that stirrup back and forwards. Good. Good, and we'll walk him out of it there now. Let him know he's done the right thing. Give him a reset. He's wanting to look for his mate there. As long as he's looking for his mate, wanting to ignore me, I'm going to keep picking up that left rein, going, no, you come back here. Come back here. This is where the rest is. This is where the rest is. This is where the rest is. We'll work on that a little bit. You know, he'll get the idea. Yield a hind quarter. He's wanting to back off on me there. Yield a hind quarter. Good. Let's come around this other side. I'll just flex him this way a few times. Just give him, just helps him with a bit of a reset. Good. All right. Another reflection. Toe in the stirrup. Good. Good. Because he wanted to move there, as soon as he stops his feet, I'll give him a little bit of a rest. He needs to get the idea that stopping his feet there is the right thing to do. And we'll go there again. Good. Swing that stirrup back and forwards. Run that leg up his back there. Rub his bum. Good. And stay within there. You want to move his feet. Keep him flexed. And go straight back to what I was doing. That one there that made him move. Good. And then we have a rest there. It's really important with all horses really, in this process, that we get them to where they're going to stop their feet when they're worried. And we do that by keeping them in that position where they're a little bit worried until they do stop their feet. And then we reward that. Take away whatever's worrying them. Then they get to understand that they're in control of their worry. Good. So I did have a bit of a plan here for this. I was going to treat it like a first ride. But with what he's shown me, I really am going to treat it exactly like a first ride, to where I'm happy to just get in the saddle here. He's showing me a lot of reactivity He's showing me he's real worried about it. Good. And the last thing I want to do is set up a bronc ride, you know. I don't like bronc rides myself, and my clients or whoever I might find as a new home for him, you can pretty much guarantee they're not going to like bronc rides, you know. So bronc riding is one of those things I'm going to do my best to avoid with him, as I do with any horses I'm working on. I'm just going to stay with him here till he stops his feet. Good. 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 Give him a pat there. Give him a rub. I'm not even going to bother to put my foot in that other stirrup. He wants to move his feet. I'm going to keep hold of him there. Good. Stops his feet. Thinks about it. We'll give him a quit there. That's nice. Well done, young man.